हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, आप सभी का हमारे चैनल हाई पेस एजुकेशन में स्वागत है। इस क्लास में हम देखेंगे क्लास 10th इकोनॉमिक्स का चैप्टर ग्लोबलाइजेशन एंड द इंडियन इकोनॉमी। स्टूडेंट्स, इस क्लास में हम इस चैप्टर के जितने भी नोट्स हैं वो कवर करेंगे। स्टूडेंट्स, ये नोट्स बहुत ही ज़्यादा इफेक्टिव है और बहुत ही ईजी लैंग्वेज में और सभी टॉपिक्स को पॉइंट्स में डिवाइड कर कर लिखा हुआ है, जिससे आपको ये नोट्स समझने में बहुत ज़्यादा मदद मिलेगी। स्टूडेंट्स, ये नोट्स आपको इकोनॉमिक्स में हाई स्कोर करने में बहुत ज़्यादा हेल्प करेंगे। इसलिए इस वीडियो को अच्छे से समझने के लिए एंड तक ज़रूर देखिएगा। हर पेज को रीड करने के बाद मैं उस पेज को लैंडस्केप में करूँगा, जिससे आप इन नोट्स का स्क्रीनशॉट भी ले सकोगे और बाद में इन नोट्स का प्रिंट आउट भी निकलवा सकोगे स्टूडेंट्स। तो चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं हमारा वीडियो, ग्लोबलाइजेशन एंड द इंडियन इकनॉमी। फर्स्ट टॉपिक है इंडियाज़ डेवलपमेंट स्ट्रेटजी प्रायर टू 1991। इंडिया की डेवलपमेंट स्ट्रेटजीज 1991 से क्या क्या थी। Prior to 1991, India followed mixed economy approach to economic development. The private sector was allowed to establish industries and business enterprises, but was subjected to control and regulation by the government. Next, what were the positive aspects? इस इनकी जो policies थी, इनके अच्छाइयाँ क्या थी, इनके positive aspects क्या क्या थे। तो first, it created a large industrial base and this helped in increasing the industrial production. Second, the proportion of population living below poverty line has declined substantially. Third, we have become self-sufficient in the production of food grains. Fourth, India has mobilized savings and generated its own resources for development. Fifth, educational institutions have produced a large pool of scientists and technically skilled working persons, which have helped in industrial and technological growth. Take the screenshot students after pausing the video. नेक्स्ट, व्हाट वर द इसकी बुराइयाँ क्या क्या है इन पॉलिसीज़ की, इनके नेगेटिव एस्पेक्ट्स क्या क्या है। फर्स्ट इज इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन डिड नॉट टेक प्लेस एज एक्सपेक्टेड. वेरियस लॉज दैट वर फॉर्मुलेटेड टू रेगुलेट द प्राइवेट सेक्टर failed to reduce the concentration of economic power in private sector. Third, corruption, inefficiency in work and ineffective management became common feature in public sector enterprises. The government adopted the policy of liberalization, privatization and globalization in 1991. It is also known as the new economic policy. First, we'll read about the liberalization. Economic liberalization means reducing government interferences and controls in the economic activities and encouraging privatization. Now, the steps taken for liberalization are: first, initially many goods were produced only by public sector, and if private sector was allowed, they had to take prior permission from the government. This system has now been abolished. Second, the number of industries reserved for public sector has been reduced from 17 to 3. Take the screenshot. Third point, now private sector can enter industries like iron and steel, electricity, air transport, etc. Fourth one is the private sector has been freed from many regulations such as first licensing, next permission to import raw material, regulation on price and distribution, and restriction on investment by large business companies. Next, we'll read about privatization. Privatization may be defined as the transfer of ownership and control from public sector to private sector. Next, globalization. It means unification or integration of the domestic economy with the world economy through trade, capital and technology flows. Next is impact of new economic policy on the Indian economy. First, beneficial or positive effects. First, we'll read about the positive effects. First point, it will improve the productivity and efficiency in the use of resources through the process of competition. Next point, the growth of economy is expected to go up. Next, it allows the consumers to enjoy a wider range of goods and services at a lower cost. Next, foreign investment would raise the level of, take the screenshot. Foreign investment would raise the level of investment and would create employment. Last point, the level of technology would improve because of foreign technology. Now we'll read about the adverse effects or negative effects. First, it may have negative impact on the employment and real wages. On account of new technology, output is increasing but not the employment. It does not contain an institutional arrangement to ensure proper functioning of the new system. It is mainly beneficial to large industrialists and large companies. Consequently, it increases the concentration of economic power and inequality. Next point, poverty eradication efforts have been adversely affected because of globalization. Because of foreign technology, the problem of energy crisis, water shortage, and pollution are increasing very fast. Globalization is posing a challenge to the uh, sovereignty. New policies of India are being formulated under the pressure from IMF, International Monetary Fund, World Bank, WTO, which is World Trade Organization, and multinational corporations, MNCs. Take the screenshot. Now, last we have a question here. It is an important question, students, which is asked frequently in examinations of the previous year examinations. It was also seen this question. How do multinational companies control production? Explain any 3 points. First point, by joint venture. At the time, MNCs set up production jointly with some of the local companies. The benefit to the local company of such joint production is twofold. First, MNCs can provide money for additional investment like buying new machines for faster production. Second, MNCs might bring with them the latest technology for production. Next point, by buying local companies. The most common route for MNC investment is to buy up local companies and then to expand production. MNCs with the huge wealth can quite easily do so. Our last point is by placing orders to small producers. There is another way in which MNC controls production. Large MNCs in developed countries placed orders for production with the small producers. Garments, footwear, sport items are example of industries where production is carried out by a large number of small producers around the world. स्टूडेंट्स, तो यहीं पर हमारा जो इकोनॉमिक्स का चैप्टर है वो एंड होता है. अगर आपको हमारा वीडियो अच्छा लगा हो तो प्लीज़ इसे लाइक ज़रूर कीजिए और हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करना भी ना भूलें. स्टूडेंट्स, नेक्स्ट वीडियो आप कौन से सब्जेक्ट पर और कौन से चैप्टर्स पर देखना चाहते हैं हमें कमेंट्स कर ज़रूर बताएं और आपकी क्या क्या क्वेरीज़ हैं वो भी हमें कमेंट्स पर ज़रूर बताएं. थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग स्टूडेंट्स.